Morning, folks. So today we are in a slight rain delay. So we're going to do some things around the shop. Right now we've got a guy from Best One bringing some tires out for a semi. Get those situated. And then got some batteries to put in a different semi. Got some lot of things to do. I don't know what we're going to get to today, but I guess we'll get started. So one thing we're going to do right now, eventually this 9S is going to go on that Underforth Zone Builder, but before we hook it up, we've got another inline ripper over at the other farm that needs brought over here. And while this tractor's empty, I'm just going to go get it.
One more rotation. Oh, you're not in.
Got it?
Yeah, we need them shims.
One other thing we're going to do is get our old chisel plow out. So we've got a very old chisel plow. It hasn't moved out of this shed in probably a decade. Is this an Oliver or John Deere? I don't even remember.
John Deere.
Oh, I couldn't remember.
1976 we bought. It's been over a lot of acres.
I haven't seen that trailer in a long time.
Trailer.
That wagon.
Oh, yeah, that's one of was down Morgan's. When did they bring that up there?
I don't know. Last time I'd seen it, we still farm that farm.
The old truck. We need to get rid of somewhere. So
Anybody interested in an old Chevy dump truck?
69.
What is it?
69. 350.
Is it a scissor hoist or what is it?
Yeah. No, I think it's scissor hoist. Yeah, it is too. I think it is. 450 bushel, I think it is.
450.
Cheater X. 5 and 2.
Yep, there she is. Make you a heck of a deal on it. It has been sitting there for at least 15 years. So I have no idea if it runs. Probably not. Well, I think we're going to need a tire.
2 tires.
Maybe 2.
2 tires.
What's that sticker?
Probably cylinders, or probably
Hydraulics?
instructions. Cylinder hoses probably plugged in. Probably.
Back here looks custom.
Yeah, I made that smooth out. We used to put ammonia on with it. It had a heat exchanger on. See where they're mounted?
Right there.
Hold a tank, yep. Hold a million tank. I don't know how we did that for. How many years we did that?
There's an old header wagon. They were a lot smaller back then.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's tanks we made.
Like stepping into a time capsule. This used to be an equipment shed that stuff fit in.
Yep.
What's the electronic box here?
That was to shut the ammonia off. When you picked it up, it shut the ammonia off.
Fancy stuff.
Oh, yeah. It just wasn't Stone Age back then.
I pulled this with a 7920 a few times. And then I think we pulled it with a 305 a few times.
We need 2 tires. Top.
Ingenious locking system. So for that chisel plow, we're definitely going to need to order some hydraulic lines and some tires. But first, the tires. We'll get it over to the shop, and then we'll worry about the hydraulic lines. Now, we're not going to chisel plow every acre, but we got a couple places we don't mind running that over. So that's why we're getting it out this year. So this is not the inline ripper we're going to use. This is an older Blue Jet we had. We just wanted to move it out of where it was don't know what we're going to do with it. It could be for sale, so if you're looking for an older used Blue Jet inline ripper, let me know in the comments. But what we'll do with our Zone Builder, which is our newer ripper, these are inline rippers. They don't disturb the soil a lot, but they fracture the compaction. So like right there where we loaded semis, for example, and all these headlands, we'll run that over. Those are areas that get a lot of traffic, get a lot of compaction. That whole field we might do. It seems to struggle with compaction more than most because it's just straight gravel. And gravel seems to compact, so maybe we'll run it over all that and it'll help next year. I don't know. But that's kind of the plan, is to run this tractor with a ripper through some of the places where we load and, you know, really compact ground. Yeah, if you're in the market for a ripper, get a hold of me. Have to ask Dad what he would want for this. This is his. Got it back from Kale Marketing. It has been sitting outside, as you can tell, but it really hasn't been over a whole lot of acres, and I do remember putting points on it right before we got that Underfirth inline ripper. So it is got decently new points for the age. So hit me up. Morning. So today the rain is finally over. It's a little too wet to harvest today, but we are going to work on the wheat drill. That is the plan. After we parked the 9S the other day, had a couple meetings on fertilizer for wheat and a couple other things, and well, we never really touched the 9S after that. It's still sitting in the same spot, so if we get to a place with the drill, we might swap rippers on the 9S and make sure it's ready to go. So with this rain we got a little over 2.5 inches. As stated before, it was much needed, so happy we got it. Definitely going to help the wheat that we're going to plant here in the next couple weeks come out of the ground. Just alleviated a lot of chance of field fires and stuff like that. So very happy to get that rain. But it does look to be dry for the next, like the next 7 days anyways. So after today we should get some stuff done in the fields, I'm hoping. So on our Porsche Avatar, which is what we plant wheat with, we had some issues. These cylinders, one of them was bypassing, so we had them both rebuilt. So we gotta get those hooked back up. We do that. We need to just hook up the hydraulic side of things. Run the cylinder out a few times, fill it in with oil, and then hook it completely up to the So where all the hydraulic oil has been drained out of this machine, or out of this implement, we are going to cycle our cylinders a few times before we hook them up to get the air out of the system. These things run a little better when there's no air in them. I've got oil all over this camera. It's not going to rust for a while. To this menu, apparently our Avatar has 9,135 acres. And I've drove it through a field in the down position 1,800 miles.
Picture of a toolbar going up and down.
Yep, I got it. All right, so you say do that 3 or 4 times, get the air out of it, and then hook it up, and should be fine.
Yeah, you'll notice the first couple times you do it, the cylinders will jump, you know, and then once they quit jumping and they go in and out super smooth, then you're good to go.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, Dad. Bye. See what happens. Right there, you can see the rams going in and out on them cylinders. Starting to run a little smoother, but we're getting that air out of there. Now, time to connect our cylinders. Looks like our cylinders are just a bit out of line. So we're about a 1/4 inch off from getting this thing to take. So what we're going to do, we're going to hook one cylinder, hold on. We're going to hook one of the cylinders with a large bolt and hopefully pick up the carriage a little bit. Just have to take my word. Hopefully this works. I'm in here looking for a really big bolt. Thought we had some 1-inch bolts somewhere. 1-inch bolt. So this is smaller than the diameter of the pin, but our theory is that if we can pick up the bar just a little bit, we'll line right up. I got 1 inch and I got a 3/4.
How do you get 2 1-inch?
I thought you were just putting one at a time and try to pick the cradle up a little bit. You want 2 1-inch ones? Those long enough?
Well, like that long. Go try run it out. It's really thin.
Well, unfortunately, when we started to lift this thing up to try to align our cylinders, it popped out of the cradle. And normally it would go straight up, but I don't know if it's where the bolts that we're using as pins are different diameter, if there's just that much slop, but it sprung open quite a bit, which is not really what we wanted. Now, I have to reassess. Because I need to let it down, but if I let it down, we're just going to hit those tanks. Yeah, as long as those bolts don't break. Now, we're not leaving those bolts in there, but we're going to unfold it because we're kind of out of phase now. And once we get it unfolded, we might be able to get her in there a little easier. We'll see. Those 2 cylinders are what raise and lower this Avatar out of the ground, and they also are what fold and unfold it. So now we've got the drill cylinders working and everything. There's a few things I've got to do to it before it goes to the field, but nothing too major. Coming down here to where we started corn harvest there, what was that, a week ago? You can really see how much sand's in here. But wanted to see how wet it was down here. This would be some of the driest ground we have. I mean, it's definitely dry enough we could harvest this corn right now. I don't think we're going to harvest today. I think we're going to probably start either tomorrow or the next day. Run corn for a couple days and then make the switch to beans and run beans for a while. That's kind of the thought process. I don't think we'll be coming back here in the next week. I think we'll probably be a little while before we get to this farm again. But stalks are still standing well, so at least we got that going for us. Well, the wheat drill has been brought in. Well, the Avatar has been brought in. I guess it's the wheat bean planter. But found a couple things we got to address. Nothing super major. The hydraulic cylinders function. That's the main thing that we were wanting to get accomplished. So drain the beans out that are in it, and it'll be ready for wheat. And then we've got a patch and air tube. Show you what I'm talking about. We were going to adjust our boots, but I think we've got enough clearance. That spacing right there, that's pretty critical on an Avatar. We've only got 200 acres of wheat. I think we've got enough clearance there for 200 acres, but we will have to do that this winter. I do have a hose right there that is starting to come apart. For wheat, it's probably going to get some tile tape on it. That's another thing we're going to have to order for the coming spring. But at least that's ready to go. Good news is the weather has changed. It is nice outside. We will be harvesting tomorrow. So thanks everybody for watching. If you would do us a favor, drop us a comment, like the video if you enjoyed it. And if you haven't and you are enjoying the content, go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And we'll see you in the next one.